Hi everyone and welcome back to Evocative Scents. If you are into fragrances for quite a while, it is highly likely that you would have come across the Bvlgari Tygar DNA in some form or another. Since the Bvlgari Tygar is a very popular fragrance out there, even if you don't consider it one of the most popular DNA. But I can certainly term it as a very classy and a timeless fragrance for that matter. It's not actually very surprising that many fragrance brands try to mimic that specific DNA. So here we have 4 fragrances battling it out to present you the best possible option out there in the market. And if you are wondering about the Afnan Turati Blue not being present in this battle, I mean the video, then there are reasons for that. So let's jump into it. In this video, I will be not going through packaging and presentation elaborately, but a quick glance won't hurt, right? Starting with the Rue Broca theoreme, it is definitely the cheapest option you can find. It has one of the best packaging among these 4. Now in terms of bottle, while it might not be the best, it is not also the worst when compared to the other contenders. Moving up with the pricing, you will stumble upon the Arabiyat Prestige Aariz. Now there are various flankers or versions of this fragrance. If you are confused, just go by this video. While the bottle isn't actually bad, personally I am not a big fan of this one. Generally I prefer something of a simpler design. With this one I would say there is a lot of things going on here. Still, it's pretty much functional and should get the job done. Moving up another notch, we find ourselves with the Rasasi Shuhrah Elixir. Now, I have covered this fragrance in my full review in details, but for the sake of comparison video, I will be covering the important points once again. And if you ever consider purchasing the Shuhrah Elixir, I would highly recommend you to watch the full review. Now, the bottle design is very beautiful, just like other Shuhrah bottles out there, but the dark blue and gold color combo absolutely looks mesmerizing. But wait, the most beautiful presentation in terms of bottle design, it definitely goes to the Laverne Fearless. Just take a look at this bottle. Don't you find it stunningly beautiful? Especially with that white pearlescent cap and a smooth gradient to go with it. While design and presentation can be subjective in nature, I simply can't gloss over this extremely beautiful and smooth gradient of this colorway they have chosen. Now enough of the presentation and packaging. You can pick up whichever bottle you like, but the main thing you are going to consider is the smell. Even though they smell very similar, there are some definitive deviations also. Starting with the Rue Broca theoreme, this smell is going to be very similar to the Turati Blue, and that's the very reason that I don't generally recommend the Turati Blue anymore. What you are going to get with this one is a very fresh citrusy take with very light hint of sweetness just to keep you interested. It's not exactly a new fragrance anymore, and it's very highly likely that you would have tried this fragrance at least once. The grapefruit is nice, sparkling, juicy, citrusy, fresh, but it does pale in comparison to other fragrances on this list. That's not to say it's a bad fragrance by any stretch of imagination. In fact, it is one of the highly recommended fragrance from my side under 1500 rupees if you can find it anymore. I mean in that pricing. Now there are some light hint of spices and woodiness as well, but those are not very prominent in the opening, and in reality in the dry down the muskiness takes over. So basically it's a very linear fragrance, doesn't change very much with time. Being a simple, fresh, citrusy and mass appealing fragrance does help in getting a plus point in terms of versatility. Coming to the performance, it's very decent. Expect a good 1.5 hours of projection and a decent longevity for around 6 hours. That's not too shabby, isn't it? Now moving on to the next fragrance, the Arabiyat Prestige Aariz. Well, currently I am finding this one hard to recommend, and that's because the price generally falls into the higher side of the spectrum. Meanwhile, in terms of performance, there is nothing to write home about. I would say it falls on the average side, but yes, the quality of the smell is certainly a step above the Rue Broca theoreme. The powderiness is slightly more evident, but that's about it. Yes, it's a little bit smoother compared to the Rue Broca theoreme, but going up slightly you will get even better fragrance than this one. And I will be discussing about that one in just a few moments. Now moving on to a fragrance that I would highly recommend, it is the Shuhrah Elixir. With this perfume there is a lot to talk about. In the opening it has little bit of tangerine like sweetness and sourness, and more importantly the dry down it has little bit of oud in here. Now the oud is not very noticeable unless you are going heavy on the spray routine. And with this fragrance, if I was in your place, then I would like to err on the conservative side of the spray routine, as this fragrance is a beast in terms of performance. It still retains the versatility factor, meanwhile giving you that oomph factor in terms of longevity as well. There are also some subtle nuances that I have talked about in details in my full review. So if you are considering purchasing this one, I would steer you towards that full review video. If you still want the numbers, here you go, 2 hours of easy projection and good 8 hours of longevity easily on clothes. And if you're staying somewhere cool and nice, expect even more. Now to the most balanced and the best quality fragrance in this list, it is the Laverne Fearless. Even before I proceed to the smell section here, just know that it is not as strong as the Shuhrah Elixir, which I was talking just now, but it still has got very good performance. The thing is, if you are looking to buy this one, you are truly going after the quality ones. When you are going to spray this one, you are still going to get that bergamot, but it will be slightly more juicier, more refined. It has got that extra sparkle about it. I know I might sound a bit flowery here, but you are certainly going to notice the differences right from the opening. This perfume though leans more towards that Sospiro vibrato smell, but isn't the Tygar and the vibrato in the same realm of the fragrances? Some lively fresh citruses, little bit of woodiness and a lot of ambroxan to push it further. In the opening, the Fearless has a fizzy and bubbly opening and the spicy touch is mellowed down a lot. And overall, you will find this perfume to be a lot smoother compared to previous fragrances. I would recommend you to go for 6 to 8 sprays with this one, and with those amount of sprays you can easily expect about 6 to 7 hours. The performance isn't as stellar as the Shuhrah Elixir is, but still better than Theorem and Aariz. But in terms of quality, this is superior to all of these previous fragrances mentioned. In terms of pricing, this is the most expensive one here. But if you want a good value for money, you can pick up the 200 ml bottle. And at that price point, the 100 ml should come easily in the ballpark of 2200 rupees. So cheaper than everything except the Rue Broca theoreme. But trust me, it's way better than those. So at the end of this video, if I have to recommend just one fragrance, it would be either the Shuhrah Elixir if you are locked on to the performance category, or if you want the best quality fragrances, pick the Laverne Fearless without a doubt. By the way, if you have tried these fragrances, do you agree with my picks, or would you pick some other fragrances which is not in this video? Do let me know in the comment section down below. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button, and if you were watching my video for the first time, please do consider subscribing to the channel as well. At the end of the day, you can't go wrong with any of these 4 fragrances or even the Turati Blue, as these are going to be extremely versatile and mass appealing in nature, and you can rock these fragrances to gym, college, office casually or date situation as well, pretty much all year round. I have posted this video after quite a long break as I was little bit under the weather, and as far as upcoming videos are concerned, they should come at regular pacings. So hit that notification bell if you don't want to miss out on my new fragrance related videos. And that's it for today. I will meet you all in my next video. Till then, stay safe and as always, stay honest.